Very good morning to all of you.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
How are you? Are you feeling fine?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Ready to attend the classes?
Yes, sir.
It is class 10. It is class 10. Online classes are there. So all should be with vigor. All should be with enthusiasm. All should be attentive in all the classes. Days are passing. We are board exam students. That mind, that thought should be in our mind. Then only we will be able to grasp each and every lesson daily. Clear? Okay. I hope you are following well. Do you have any doubts? No doubt. Do you want any help for English? Anybody's help? Not my help. Anybody's help other than me? Eh? Can you
no,
understand
sir.
my class?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no? Can you understand my class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can proceed. Okay. So in the last class, we have seen that Nelson Mandela experienced the slightest, the grimmest ray of humanness, grimmest, slightest ray of sympathy, grimmest, slimmest ray of mercy from the jail officers. Jail officers. And he told that sympathy, that mercy, that love, that humanness gave him energy to go ahead in his freedom struggle. Yesterday, we have seen Ashik got a support from his mother that she would purchase a new bicycle. But Ashik told, I don't want a new cycle. Lost is lost. I want only your supporting word. Clear now? So we proceed. In life, every man has twin obligations. Underline twin obligations. This is an important question. On the right side, you can write which are the twin obligations. One question is there. It is there in the last page, page number 24. It is there. What twin obligations does Mandela mention? It is an important question. Okay. You underline twin obligations. See, in life, every man, everybody has twin obligations. Twin means two. There are two obligations. Number one, obligations to his family. Underline there and put number in 10. You see, obligation to family. You underline, here you write number one. Like this, like this. This is the way. So, first obligation is obligation to the family. Family means to his parents, to his wife, and children. This is the first obligation. Obligation towards father, mother, siblings, to parents, to wife, to children, to the family members. Obligation to the family members. Number two, and he has an obligation to his people, right? Obligation to his people, not to the people, to his people. Number two, who are his people? His own
People of
country.
the country.
Eh?
People of his country. And
Yes, countrymen. Here you can write countrymen. Very good. Srihari. Okay. So, to his people means his countrymen. So, each and every citizen, now I am turning, each and everybody means each and every citizen, each and every child, each and every person, each and every man, each and every woman, each and every student has two obligations. One is to his family, and two to his countrymen. To his people. Who are his people? To his community, to his country. To his community and to his country. The community where he lives. What is the difference between community and society? Anyone can say? What is the difference between community and society?
Community is formed by a group of people.
Group of people.
Society is socially interacted people.
Society is also a group of people. Community is also a group of people. What is the difference? You see, community means it is a group of people. But that group of people have same aim, same profession, same job, same lifestyle. Anyone. For example, students. Is it community or society?
Community.
It is a community. It is a community, student community, not student society. Doctors, community or society?
community.
Community, because all the doctors have the same aim in their life. All the students have same aim in their life. Whether you are studying in this school or some other school or some other college, purpose is same. They are moving towards same purpose. That is what is called community. A religious group, people belong to same religion, community or society?
Community.
Community, because they have their single faith, their single style of life. Community. What is society? Where different kinds of people will be staying there. Your village, your township, your housing colony, your flats is a society. Their doctors are there, engineers are there, business people are there, students are there, housewives are there, social workers are there, nurses are there. Clear now? Many people, various people living together. That is society. Indian citizens of India, community or society?
Society.
Society. Various people are living together there. Their purpose is different. Their lifestyle is different. Clear now? So here, that is why it is written here. Obligation to his own people, people of his own community, and people of his own country. So these are the two obligations of a man, according to Nelson Mandela. In a civil and humane society, in a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations, those two obligations, according to his own inclinations and ability. In a society where he lives, each and every human being is fulfilling. Each and every human being is fulfilling his obligation, or his obligation to the country and his obligation to his family in different way based on his individual capacity. You see, we are sitting in a classroom and we are becoming the citizen of India. With a disciplined life, we are fulfilling the obligation towards the country. A politician working in the field, in a political party, he is serving the nation. A collector doing his duties well, he is serving the nation. So each and every man fulfills his duty towards the country in his own abilities, capacities. Each and every parent is fulfilling his or her commitment to the family in different way. Your mother may be doing service to your house, which cannot be compared to the mother of another house. Each and everybody has his or her own abilities, his or her own limitations. Clear now? But all are fulfilling, all have to fulfill these two responsibilities. Obligation means responsibilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth, man of my birth, black people, man of my birth. Nelson Mandela belonged to the community of black people. So people of my birth means black people. Devasena or Devasena. What is your name? Please pronounce it. What should I call? Where is she? Because I do not know how is your name called out. Otherwise, she has gone. Okay. So, okay. Just I want to learn your names. That's the thing. Okay. Many common names I know, but there are certain names, maybe the pronunciation, maybe your style of calling may be different. So I should not. Okay. So in country South Africa, it was impossible for a black man to fulfill both of those obligations. You see, in South Africa, it was difficult for a black man to fulfill both of those obligations. You see, in South Africa, it was difficult for a black, to fulfill his two obligations sincerely. Why? Number one, he was a slave. He was a slave. So he was compelled to serve his master as long as he was as a slave. His master would say, stay here. You cannot go home today. So he had to stay there in the house of his master. So how can he serve his family? His obligation to his family cannot be fulfilled. Do you understand my point? Do you follow me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here Nelson Mandela says in South Africa, the black people were unable to fulfill these two obligations. I am explaining. One,
Sir, obligation.
obligation, responsibility, I told you, responsibility. Okay. Clear? Responsibility. So the black people were mainly slaves. Black people were mainly slaves. Slaves do work like a donkey, I would say, or like an animal. Who is a slave? A human being treated as an animal. That is slave. Clear? He has no right. He has no right to ask anything. You might have studied this. So, the black people in South Africa were slaves. He had no right to ask anything. He had no right to do anything by himself. He acts everything at the command of his master. A slave is purchased, bought for money. A slave is sold for money. This is the condition that was existing in South Africa. These slaves would be brought to a market. They will be called out, bargained. 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 1,010, 2,000 rupees. Like that, their value will be bargained. Whoever gives the highest price, to him the slave is sold. This was the custom in South Africa. You just imagine. You just imagine the condition of those people. That is why Nelson Mandela says such a slave was not allowed to fulfill his duties towards his family. His first duty is towards his master. Secondly, duty towards the nation. South Africa was ruled by white people, British people, white people, where black people were not permitted to enter. Then how can the black people fulfill their obligation towards the nation? Cannot. There, everything will be done by the white people. That is why Nelson Mandela says, Anjali Priya, do you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Anaj, do you follow me? Can you follow me?
Yes.
Okay. So that is why Nelson Mandela says these black people were unable to fulfill the duties, the twin obligations. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a being was punished and isolated. Underline. In South Africa, a man of color, underline that, double underline, a man of color, man of, sorry, man, man of color. Here means, here means black people. Here means black people. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted means tried, who tried to live as a human being. Human being means who tried to fulfill the two obligations. You see, do you understand me? In this way, you have to learn. A man who tried to live as a human being. If you are a human being, you have to fulfill two obligations. That means if a black man is trying to fulfill these two obligations, what will happen? He will be punished. He will be isolated. He will be kept single. He will be kept without any connection with anybody. Isolated. Nowadays, the word is very famous. During the time of Corona, the Corona people are taken to isolation ward. Isolation, isolation ward. What does it mean?
Ward with
This is the ward that is separated from all other places. Separated. These Corona patients will be separated from all other people. Isolation ward. Now the word is very common now. In this way, if a black man was trying to fulfill this twin obligation, two okay. Thank you. Thank you. Remind me. Okay. Because when the class is getting in interest, we may forget everything. That is literature, isn't it? When you immerse in the class, you will forget everything. You will forget your tiredness. You will forget your worries, everything. Get into the class. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So he will be separated from his family, separated from his home. That means he will be taken out. In another way, he will be jailed. He will be kept in jail. So, ripped from his family and his home, and was forced to live in isolation, to live a life separate. See the book, I may change certain words there. You have to understand that. He will be compelled to live in isolation. Arjun, can you follow me?
Sir.
Okay, then thank you. Okay. So, live in isolation, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. You see, another word is coming here. A twilight existence. In the beginning, we have seen twilights. What are they? What is the meaning of twilights? Ashik, don't turn the pages. From the memory, you tell me.
Rising sun.
Prajod. Anyone? Twilight.
Or dusk.
Early morning or early
Early. Oh, no,
evening.
I did not say early morning and early.
Dawn or dusk.
Dawn or dusk. Come to the concrete point. Dawn or dusk. This is twilight. Clear now? Very concrete. Everybody knows it is morning, early morning and early evening. But what is the meaning? We are learning concrete, learning with a concrete sense. Otherwise, I could simply say morning and evening. We should know when you go somewhere else, when somebody tells twilight, you should have the courage to ask, do you know what is twilight? They will say morning and evening. At that time, you should have the knowledge to tell really twilight means two lights, the dusk and the dawn. Clear now? So here, twilight existence, here, two existence, twilight existence. In his existence, there are two lights. Two lights. What are the two lights? Two thoughts. You see, two thoughts, two spirits. Clear now? In his brain, in his mind, there arose two ways of thought, two ways of thoughts. Now you see, two ways of spirits, two ways of attitudes. This is the twilight. Two lights. Let us see what are they. What are they? Secrecy and rebellion. Two lights. Secrecy, rebellion. You see, one secrecy. The twilight in the mind are one secrecy, two rebellion. I will explain. In public examination, meaning of these will not be, may not be asked, but you should understand, then only you will be able to understand the lesson and understand how to write the answer. We don't study things by heart. Clear now? You have to understand the concepts. Then you will be able to write by yourself without mistakes. You have to change. You have to change their way to understand literature. You should know how to understand the meanings, denotation, and
Connotation.
connotation. You should know. Then you will be able to write it. So here, secrecy. That means he learned to keep the things secret. his thoughts, attention, his thoughts against the white people. He wanted to keep it secret. He began to learn to keep things secret. He won't tell others one light, one way of thought, one attitude he developed. He will not speak out because if I speak out, people will catch me and put in jail. Then I will not be able to do anything. Do you understand? If I want to work for my people, I should be there in the village. I should be there in the town. If I do the things publicly, white people will take me into the jail. Therefore, I should do the things in secrecy. He got one idea. He began to think. Secondly, rebellion, opposition, opposition. He began to think against white people. He began to think against white people. He developed a rebellious mind, a critical mind, critical mind, criticism, a critical mind against white people. So, when, now come to the point. Did you write? Okay. When a black man tried to fulfill his obligations to the society, what happened? He was taken away from his home and he was kept in jail. He was isolated. While he was sitting alone inside the jail, there arose two thoughts in him, two style of thoughts, two ways of thoughts. These two ways of thoughts are known as the twilight in his existence. The twilight existence. He realized there that if he wanted to exist, if he wanted to live, he had to follow two policies, which are the two policies, the twilights. First policy is I should keep everything secret. I should not oppose. I should not help my people in public. I should do it in secrecy. If I do publicly, again, I will be taken to jail. So I should develop the attitude of secrecy. Okay? Secondly, while sitting in the jail, he developed an critical mind, a rebellious mind, an opposition towards white people, an avenge, in another word, a vengeance towards British people. These are the twilight